Okay, I need to show you guys something because this has been living rent-free in my head for weeks. This is an Instagram account. She has flawless, beautiful, glowing skin. She's also recommending the hidden gem of what people are actually using in Korea. And when you look at the comments, there are so many comments of women basically saying like, oh my god, finally someone is saying something, or oh my god, ordering immediately right now, or even saying, oh my god, finally found something that works. But the truth is, she does not exist. Like literally, she is not a real person. This face is generated by AI. And also this brand that she's pushing, I work in the K-beauty industry in Korea. I actually never heard of them. And yet, there's hundreds and thousands of people following this account and trusting it. So today, I thought it would be interesting to kind of sit down and talk to you guys with what is actually going on, why K-beauty, how to spot it, and what I think we should be paying more attention to. Let's get into it. First things first, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page because AI influencers means two different things right now and a lot of people are actually getting it mixed up. There's the totally above board version. You've probably seen Little Michaela that is a virtual character, openly CGI, and she's been around for years. There's also Ima, the virtual influencer from Japan. So these are basically brand mascots and everybody knows they're not real. The brand discloses it, it's a creative project, whatever, it's fine. That is not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about is the one that is specifically made for you guys believe that they're actual influencers, tricking you thinking that they're actual human being, real person who actually trying all these products, the one that actually had an acne problem, showing their skincare journey, or the ones that is actually living in Korea, or even acting as me as a K-beauty product developer or a pharmacist or someone in the K-beauty industry. When none of that actually is true and no disclosure at all, and just merely wanting to trick you into buying their products. That is insane. Just come to think about it, I'm just like, wow. I know that a lot of us have probably come across a lot of this AI content whenever we scroll around either on TikTok or on Instagram. A McAfee study from 2025 found 44% of Americans have seen these AI generated influencers online. And guess what? Skincare is one of the most common category after fake giveaways and weight loss stuff. All three of these are basically a bingo card for all our moms, aunties, and the generation older to click on. And believe it or not, actually, I had a conversation with my dad the other day, and this is what we talked about. He was talking about like some sort of like a family value. He was talking about a certain topic, and he sent me this video. We all know, right, when it's an AI, when they have like a podcast setting and things like that, and that's when you know. So when I saw it, I was like, Dad, this is AI. And even my mom sometimes sent me like something on the DM and she couldn't even tell the difference. We'll deep into that in a bit. It's so scary because even us, we couldn't really tell unless we really like know the detail, but our mom and dad generation couldn't even tell the difference. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are wondering like why K-beauty out of all niches. It's because K-beauty has now solidified itself. It's no longer like a small thing. People are not unfamiliar with the word K-beauty. Now everybody knows. And now if you look up content online, like what to buy in Korea, what to do in Korea, there's so many of them compared to like 10 years ago. The K-beauty has earned so much respect for the innovation, the formulation culture that is genuinely different. And that reputation is so strong that you slap anything that kind of like give you that Korean vibe, Korean inspired name, or you throw words of glass skin, 10 Korean step skincare routine, the Western audience is basically already halfway sold. So you don't really need the real product, you just need the vibe. I work in the K-beauty industry and typically K-beauty brands uses a website or a service that you can basically see what other brands are targeting with their market, countries, and age group. And when I saw these brands, you know what age group they're targeting? Literally what I said earlier, 40s, 50s, or even 60s, or even above. The age group of women that are genuinely curious with skincare, wanting to see improvement, and they have the money, who are actually willing to invest in it, who didn't really grow up with this whole internet skepticism. They're not doing anything wrong. They just found someone that seemed trustworthy and they believed in it. I think that's the part worth sitting with. So now let's really dive into this, and I want you guys to remember. Because once you start seeing all these signs, you can't unsee it and you'll be able to see it everywhere. So red flag number one on how to identify these, if their background is way too impressive and also keep changing. So the account I mentioned is called Holistic Finds. So this was actually investigated by a journalist from Media Matter earlier this year. There are so many different AI persona on different posts basically claiming to be like, oh, I'm a plastic surgeon wife, former Victoria's Secret model, and their identity also shifts depending on what makes the product claim sounds more credible. So now you know, if you see an account that have so many different type of like people in there and they all like trying to sell different things, they upload and it's always like different people and trying to claim that they're like really credible, you know what's up. Red flag number 2 is pretty obvious. I actually did a reaction on this. So if you guys notice here, right? So the person is actually not the same person on the second cut. This is like an easier version, but also typically they would like add like so many different products that already are viral online, that is already known, so it will catch your attention. For example, like Beauty of Joseon, like everybody knows Beauty of Joseon, right? So you'll be immediately drawn into it. For example, Round Lab, Innisfree, Laneige, and other products that they will like talk about, but then in the middle there's always this one product that you don't know what it is. That is most likely the brand that they're trying to push. And also typically those kind of brands, you don't really see them, never heard of them. This video that I did, they're not even sold in Sephora. This is false marketing. That is crazy. So if you want to know if the product's actually like being sold in Korea or not, no need to Google it. Just go on naver.com. This is like the biggest search engine in Korea, and typically like if you type anything, everything will pop up there. They usually have their main website and then also Naver store. That's basically showing that they're a legit brand. So that's another add-on from me. This is also from a K-beauty product developer perspective. So some of these brands tend to be very sophisticated with their claims. For example, claiming something like it reverses UV damage or rebuilds collagen at a cellular level without an actual clinical backing. You can't really do that because Korea has such a strict regulation. So yeah, for sure they probably can do that because they're marketing outside of Korea, right? So basically it's not something that they're doing in Korea, but that is still very, very dodgy, I would say. Or something that doesn't really make sense if they don't say anything that is back clinically tested, proven. They have all the reports. Because a lot of these Korean brands always have this kind of lab reports, like showing like the before and after, if they have that kind of claim. So if they don't do that, that's sus. The video that I showed you guys is a very easy example. The other ones that you want to look at are the ones that are always like, I'm in Costco, I'm in front of Sephora, which by the way, I also did that though. And some of you guys actually thought that I was AI. I was not. That was wild, but yeah, anyways, I'm real. The ones that are in front of Olive Young, Sephora, Costco, or the ones that are like on a podcast, which my dad a few days ago sent that kind of video on WhatsApp to me, and he was like, hey, listen to this. This person is saying something really like you should watch. And I was like, that's AI. They're targeting our moms, our family age group, like the older ones. If their skin is really flawless and there's something kind of off about their tone, because the AI has really significant tone, just does not have much personality. They really try hard to make it the voice to have a lot of personality, but I don't think the technology is there yet. So they kind of sound pretty monotone in my opinion. So that's how you can see it. And also like, this is what actually popular, or like, I am dermatology, blah, blah, blah. If you compare to real influencers, we're all like, you know, we make mistakes. We kind of like have this weird talking that sometimes doesn't really make sense. I think that's what people really like about influencers, right? I also like watching other influencers who are very relatable, or I just really like the way she talks. Let's talk about the business model. I think this is also very important to kind of look at to understand what they're doing. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are probably thinking though, oh, so this kind of business model might be someone like sitting in their room making all this like AI characters or influencers busting out a lot of like content. Yeah, maybe it could be true, but it's actually a lot more organized than that. So this is usually done by a company that is operating outside the country that they're targeting. So they usually create a product. It might be a real product, or it might be a white label formula that is bought by a contract from a manufacturer and just basically relabeling them. And they usually set up a really polished Shopify or standalone sites. And then they start making all these AI personas. Not one, multiple, each slightly different, targeting different audience and different age group. For example, one is a holistic type, the other one is a working mom, or the other one is a pharmacist. I've seen the pharmacist one, guys. Oh my god, that is also really crazy. And the account push content at a scale of like dozens per week, same template, same format, but just different face on it. There's a link on the bio, there's a discount code, you guys can use those. And the testimonials might also be AI generated too. If that's AI generated, imagine the before and after. Obviously, it's gonna be generated. Now guys, let's really like take a step back, just imagine if everything goes wrong. The store is often already gone. The account gets flagged, it disappears, and boom, there's another AI face again on a different account. There is no legal identity attached to this influencer. And that is scary because we don't know actually what they're white labeling. We don't know if the skincare ingredients is actually legit. We don't know if they're actually a high grade. Or they could be a scammer too, right? We'll never know. And I think it's also really worth asking why platforms and also regulators have not caught on this yet. I just hope by making this video, it really helps our older generation to kind of understand, or even people who are new to AI, or you guys couldn't really tell the difference. Maybe this could really help. I'm not anti-AI in beauty, by the way, guys. I'm just saying that this is really just morally incorrect in my opinion, and I just feel just kind of bad for our mom's generation. I just don't want my mom or your mom, anyone's mom, to fall into this. As a K-beauty product developer, I'm also genuinely worried about the ingredients as well. We'll never know. There are genuinely exciting applications like personal skin analysis, ingredient matching, even helping smaller indie brands to do research that they could not afford otherwise. That's real innovation, and I think that's interesting. That's just my take on it. I'm really curious of what you guys think with this whole situation. Have you guys seen this type of videos? What do you guys think? Comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.